What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So every single day in crypto just seems to drag. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to survive this market, what you need to be looking at, and the action you need to be taking, guys. Because, if you're still in this market, if you have still not been shaken out, you have something which is called conviction and belief in the projects you hold are going to perform well. I'm going to show you some projects I think are good buys, some good narratives to get into, because it is not over, guys. And I know you're probably tired of waiting. Believe it, I am too. I'm going to show you exactly things you can do and projects you need to be looking into if you want to exit this market in profits, right? So, we've had a pretty rough time over the past, every single week over, starting from January, going into February has been negative. And, we've seen Bitcoin have a pretty significant move down in terms of, what's normal for Bitcoin. Very rarely did we see, like a 10, 11% dip. And I know you're probably thinking, well, that's nothing, but we all know the impact when Bitcoin moves down 10%, the impact it has on our altcoins. Now, what you need to remember, guys, and the most important thing in this market is this thing here called patience, right? Now, patience, I know, is a lot of people just throw this word away, but what actually is it? One of the most important factors in investing in life overall. You can see some of the quotes from huge investors, from different big personalities. You've got here Shakespeare, how poor are they that have not patience? You've got here from Warren Buffett, the stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. Patience can produce uncommon profits. Patience is a superpower. Men who can both be right and sit tight are uncommon. So, you can see here as well, buy good companies, don't overpay, do nothing, right? So when it talks about buying good companies, we, put this into crypto. We're talking about buying solid crypto projects. And, we see a lot of positive news on the horizon, guys. Now, of course, we're seeing news in relation to potential stop, halt to quantitative tightening, and of course, the inevitable in the future quantitative easing, which of course is what would be very beneficial for a parabolic alt season. Now, in the background, there's very interesting things going on. You've got the likes of the Bank of America planning to launch their own US dollar pegged stablecoin, which would be huge. And you've got the likes of here SEC acknowledging Grayscale's ability to file for Ethereum staking on its ETF, which is also massive. So we still have Ethereum at a very, very cheap price, and a lot of people are saying it's over. A lot of people are saying we have already hit peak euphoria. Now, of course, there are some arguments for that. We've seen, the insane reality of meme coins being launched by, celebrities, by presidents. But realistically, did we go through, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, stages which normally take, month on month, they take quite a long period of time. I do not believe we have hit peak euphoria. Now, you can argue where you believe we are on this chart, but I do believe, I still strongly believe we have a lot to go before we hit peak euphoria, guys. Just look at the conditions surrounding, the most pro crypto government we've ever had in terms of the US. I know they've destroyed the markets, but there's a plan behind that, guys, because, if you look at World Liberty Finance, why have they got nearly $200 million of Ethereum, right? And it's on a dip now. We've seen Ethereum dip, and it's only an ability to buy more Ethereum. They've also got the likes of Chainlink on there, Tron, Aave, Ondo. So if they, if they did not believe in these projects, if they did not believe in these altcoins, then they would not buy these, right? Of course, he has a lot of money, but $200 million is a significant amount still. And all the news in regards to Ethereum ETF is all pointing in the right direction. Once you pair that with the potential for the end of QT, I really do not think you should be shaken out of this stage, guys. So what should you be doing? What should you be buying? You can, you can pretty much look at anything in regards to utility, and something which is good. We are seeing the slow sort of end of meme coins, which is beneficial long term for the utility investors, guys, because there's nothing wrong with trading meme coins short term and trying to make a bit of money. But when it gets to the stage we've seen where people are launching memes every single second through pump fun, it just destroys the market for us investors who are utility based, who are looking for real projects which are solving real problems. And when it comes to our utility plays, they also have not been spared, right? So what am I personally looking at, guys? For me, there are a few key narratives that I'm personally looking at. For me, I think layer ones are very, very undervalued. Now, it depends what you want to invest into. Of course, it's going to depend on your risk appetite. You've got the likes of, SUI, which is down 21%. You've got something like AVAX, which I think is a very solid layer one, nearly 40% down. Mantra, of course, is sort of like an anomaly in this stage because we've seen this go absolutely parabolic. So it's not something I would look to invest into. I think Aptos potentially can give you some good returns. Tau is also another very strong project. And you've got the likes of Injective, you've got Psy, you've got the likes of Arweave. So there's a lot of good projects within layer ones. What you need to be doing, guys, is you need to look into the adoption, look at the ecosystem, look at the TVL, look at the partnerships. Is the chain still expanding? Are they looking to, are they giving grants for, to gain more sort of projects to develop on that chain? You've got something like Plume, which I think is going to really perform well, mixed in with the RWA sector as well. And then it's up to you what you do, guys. All you need to do when it comes to investing, picking something that you want to invest into, look at the tokenomics, look at the vesting schedule, look at the token utility. Are they burning any tokens? And are the team developing? Are the team, partnering, collabing with different projects, different companies? And ultimately, that is all you can really do. Layer ones, very bullish, of course. You've got some good new layer ones here. You've got the likes of Supra. I know the tokenomics aren't the best, but you can see the lower down you come on this list, you have potential for more multipliers, right? A0, another project which is seeing a lot of fear, a lot of people are saying it's dead, and you're pretty much seeing this across the board, right? So I know sometimes it might feel like it's just your project which is down, but it is not the case, right? So then you can go down the list. Of course, you've got the likes of you've got the likes of Tectum, which of course has been performing really poorly, and then there's some other more riskier plays you can get into. And then another sector which I think is going to go absolutely parabolic is real world assets, right? Now, this is a narrative, guys, I think you need exposure into. This is a no-brainer. This is going to be one of the best performing narratives in 2025. And of course, we've seen how big Mantra has become. Now, this was a project which I held in my portfolio, and I actually sold this a bit too early. I sold this at about $4, $4.50. And ever since then, it's really performed very well. I do not think it is worthwhile getting into this now unless you're looking for something like potentially like a 5x from here. Other good projects you can look into in terms of RWA, of course, Ondo. We all know how big Ondo is going to be, the backers they have behind them. Something like Plume, I think, is a good project. You get exposure to a layer one as well, RWA. I think it's going to perform really well. Then you've got your sort of older projects like of Seapool, which I also do think is a good project. They've been developing at a very good pace. For me, where it really shines, guys, is in the low caps for RWA, right? So I think Proppy isn't too bad. Decent project. You've got TokenFi. This is also, I believe this is on this is potential for a Binance listing. I'm not too sure if they've already got that. I think this has been featured in sort of like Binance Spotlight. So but I do think when you get to the low caps, the likes of Parcel, the likes of Lingo, of course, there are unlocks coming. Now, Bricken, very solid project. We've seen a nice rally on Bricken. It's up 30%. Still very cheap, guys. 18 million is a very cheap price for something like Bricken. Prop chain, very bullish on prop chain. I think prop chain is something which is really going to perform. Very cheap as well, guys. Under $16 million in market cap. Huge partnerships. They offer very, very high quality properties. And this is the thing, guys. When you research into an RWA project, you need to understand what they're doing, right? So a lot of these projects are within the real estate market. They offer various properties which the investors can invest into and get like yield and return on investment. Then you've got ones which deal within commodities, ones which are looking to reward their community with the likes of Lingo. So you need to establish what the project is actually doing. I do like projects which are within real estate, which offer various properties you can invest into. Prop chain offer very high quality properties. You can invest into them and you can get yield on that. So prop chain is very good. Prop base is another very, very solid project, similar to prop chain, very small market cap. It's on Aptos, it's on Base, and they're also going to be available on Ethereum as well. So prop Base, another micro cap, $12 million market cap, guys, no brainer. You've got, Polytrade isn't too bad. Um, and then, you can go down the list and, you can take more risk, but you don't really need to go too degen, in my opinion, guys. Just pick, a few out of these. And the good thing about RWA, it isn't as saturated as the likes of, well, of course, meme coins, the likes of gaming, the likes of artificial intelligence. So, you have potential to, get some good returns on RWA. Again, guys, this is a brief video. I will, go into more depth. I will, bring more videos on other projects I like. And then another, narrative is artificial intelligence. Now, we did see a huge sell-off in relation to AI agents. Now, artificial intelligence isn't just AI agents. Huge, diverse range of projects within artificial intelligence doing different things. Machine learning, analytics. You've got so many different aspects to artificial intelligence. Now, in terms of what to invest into, high cap, I think Tau is a no-brainer. Very solid pick, and I do think it can potentially give you 10x potentially. Render Deepin as well. Now I will get into Deepin as well later on. They've got Sai here with artificial intelligence. There are some aspects of AI, but primarily that is a layer one. Virtuals. Now Virtuals is a project which is sort of like what do you call it? It's I know it's an AI agent, but it is something which has established itself as the main AI agents launchpad, and I do believe it will stick around. It will probably be one of the only AI agent projects to stick around. And then, you've got your other projects, AR's Network, you've got the likes of, PAL AI, you've got AGI, you've got Chain GPT. And then really, I do like some of the low caps within this. AI tech, I think, is really going to perform well. Altura, with, gaming, AI exposure. What else do I like? I think, Based has been a disappointment. The team has sort of abandoned and haven't been posting. So I would, be careful with Based AI. And you've got Aught now. Aught, guys, this is one of my overall favorite projects. Now, for me, this is something which is going to perform very well. And the reason I believe it's going to perform well is because they have a real business which is generating revenue, huge partnerships, solid talk utility, and consistent updates in regards to what the project is doing. Other projects, you can come down this list. I think Mode is a good exposure to Tau ecosystem. You've got Open Fabric, which I think is not too bad. Viot, again, decentralized law, which no one's really interested in. But again, these are all such small market caps which have come down massive amounts. You've got Natix, Claw AI, and all of these projects have come down massively, guys. So GraphLink, so there's a lot of good picks on this list. All you need to do is what I've said previously: research into the project, research into the team, research into the development, the talking utility, volume, the listings, and marketing plans. And another Deepin, another narrative which I think is really going to perform well. Again, a lot of the AI projects come into AI as well, the likes of Tau, the likes of Render. Arweave, a very good project, layer one storage Deepin. And so yeah, guys, you can pretty much you can research into anything that catches your attention, and this is a very good time to be researching projects and also to be dollar cost averaging, because guys, this dollar cost averaging is very important, right? It's another thing that I talk about a lot of other people talk about a lot. You need to understand how important it is, guys, right? So this example here, these are shares which obviously are not as volatile as crypto. For example, you've got here in January, you've got the price of the stock, the crypto is $10. And then in February, it drops to $7. In March, it drops to $6. Essentially, with your investment of $100, you're essentially buying more of the share, right? And when you have, for investors, when they have belief in the share or the crypto project, the belief, the conviction doesn't change. It's just the price which goes on to change, right? So essentially, you're buying more of that project for much cheaper, right? Essentially, you're getting more coins for a cheaper price. And it might seem like a very simple strategy, but you will be shocked how many people do not follow dollar cost averaging or do not follow like a strict routine for DCing. Even myself, sometimes I can fall off from this strategy because I think, right, you potentially can time the bottom. The truth is nobody can time the bottom, guys. So, DCing is essential. And then, the final narrative, which I think is going to make a major comeback, is GameFi. Something which was really interesting in Alex Becker's video. He spoke about how we saw all these all these influencers, all these celebrities launching meme coins which have no utility. Instead, in the future we could get, people who partner with gaming projects, showcasing different gaming projects, and at least then those people are actually showing a project which has real utility, right? So when it comes to gaming, I think again you don't need to go too crazy. Of course, you've got the likes of IMX, which I think is really going to perform well. To come down massively. For me, Beam is my favorite, even though the price has been absolutely destroyed. And again, DCA guys, because you can lower your average buy price. I think Superverse is going to perform well. Prime is going to perform well. What else do I like? I like Zygames. I like. There's a lot of good projects in the lower caps. Altura, very good project. Infrastructure, AI, gaming, and then you've got the likes of Miria, which again I do think will make a major comeback. G-File, I think, can also make a good comeback. I also do like Ancient 8. I've been doing a bit of research into that. Nakamoto Games, another solid project, gaming studio, huge diversity of games available. Crown, Carrot, haven't been the biggest fan with recent developments, but we all know they are backed by some huge influencers. And again, marketing influencers are really important to push potential projects. Metacade is not too bad. You've got the likes of Sidus. So yeah, guys, pretty much what you need to do is when it comes to gaming, you need to look at what the project offers. Is it a gaming studio? Is it a sole game? Have they got good token utility? Have they got a good list of games that people are going to adopt? Have they got good partnerships? Heroes of Mavia. Now, again, guys, Mavia has been absolutely destroyed, and you're getting it at a price which I think the risk to reward is definitely attractive. We had the big unlock previously, but they have a real working game which people are using. Millions of people are playing. Millions of people are downloading. Moon Tropica, again, huge influencers backing it. It's come down a big amount. So yeah, guys, there's you can do your research into all these projects. Of course, this isn't going to be in depth into the projects. It's just to make you understand we are going to see a shift back into utility. And I think layer one, I think RWA, AI, deep in gaming are five narratives which are really going to perform well. And as I've said, guys, just continue to have patience, and things are going to turn around, right? And if you've got money on the side, DCA. If you don't have money on the side, of course, all you can really do is be patient. Take a break from the market, do other things, and eventually, God willing, this market will flip around. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, and we're all praying for the market to flip around, and I'll see you very soon for the next video.